Your boomers. Leo Buscaglia said once that change is the end result of all true learning. So, the more we put our efforts into learning, the more our brains expand and the more we change as a result. The transformational power of learning is when true change begins. You can imagine a caterpillar weaving its cocoon, patiently undergoing a process of profound transformation. That metaphor is often used in situations like what we're talking about. The caterpillar does not question its path, it just knows that change is inevitable for growth. Isn't life like that? Every time we learn something truly meaningful, we become just a little bit different, more evolved, more capable, more aware. Leo Buscaglia's quote is just beautifully captures the essence of learning as a transformational process. Today we will explain how learning leads to change, why it can be challenging, and how to embrace it to become the best version of ourselves. So, what is true learning? What does it mean to truly learn? Is it memorizing facts for an exam or gathering new information for a project? While those are parts of learning, they don't necessarily lead to change. True learning goes deeper. It's about internalizing knowledge so profoundly that it reshapes how we think, act, and feel, and it actually changes the brain. It expands the brain. The synapses go outward and connect with each other. So, one example would be the first time you learned to ride a bicycle. It wasn't just about balancing or pedaling, it was about perseverance and persistence, the willingness to fall, and the joy of finally succeeding. That moment changed you. It taught you confidence and resilience, which likely extended to other parts of your life. Most assuredly, it did. There are examples to this in our lives, like Helen Keller. She didn't learn words, she learned how to connect with the world despite immense challenges. That learning didn't just change her, it changed the world, how the world viewed disabilities and the people who had disabilities. The power of true learning transforms both the individual and their impact on others. Every meaningful learning experiences changes and creates change, whether we recognize it or not. Learning challenges or ask us to look beyond what we already know and help us to step into the unknown, where true change actually happens in that unknown state. Take, for example, somebody learning about mindfulness meditation. At first, it might seem like a simple practice, sitting still, breathing, and observing, but over time, they might notice their patience is growing, their reactions are softening, and their perspective is shifting. That is change. And why does this happen? Because true learning doesn't just reside in the mind, it sinks into the heart and the soul, altering our behaviors, choices, and even the way we see the world. As Buscaglia said, learning without change is incomplete. The purpose of gaining knowledge isn't to remain the same, it is to evolve. Now, change, people have a great resistance to change. People have a tough time even getting out of bed in the morning. And then transitioning to succeeding after repeated tries. You know, depression often grapples us in the middle of the night, and we need to learn to change the way we look at things. So if change is such a natural result of learning, why do we resist it? The fear of leaving our comfort zones, the fear of failure, and sometimes even the fear of success can hold us back. But think about this, staying the same isn't safe either. Imagine a tree refusing to grow. Eventually it withers and dies. Like life, like learning, is dynamic. It is not static. How do we undergo and overcome resistance to change? We have to reframe our mindset. Instead of seeing change as a loss, see it as an opportunity. Failure isn't the end, it's simply a step along the way. In fact, it's better not to look. Reframing failure as a step along the way, it greatly enhances your worldview. Every stumble teaches us something new, bringing us closer to the person we are meant to be. Embracing learning and change doesn't have to be overwhelming. Start with small, intentional steps. First of all, be curious, ask questions, and explore new ideas. Curiosity is the spark that ignites learning. 2, reflect deeply. Don't just consume information, and just think thoughtful about how it applies to your life. And take action. Knowledge without action leads nowhere. Implement what you've learned, even if it's imperfect. For instance, if you have learned about the benefits of gratitude, start by writing down one thing you're thankful for each day. Small actions, when done consistently, lead to profound transformations. And then there's the ripple effect of change. A pebble dropped into the water, creating ripples, followed by people helping others, is a thing you can keep in your mind for this. When you embrace change through learning, you're not just transforming yourself, you're creating ripples that impact those around you. Think of all the people who inspired you to grow in this lifetime. Perhaps a teacher, a friend, a mentor, or even a stranger. Strangers that you meet can really help you change your perspective. Your transformation can be the same source of inspiration for somebody else. By changing yourself, you contribute to a better, more compassionate world. So, what is the something you have learned recently? How has it changed you? And if it hasn't yet, what is the one action you can take to turn that learning into transformation? Remember, true learning doesn't leave you the same. It challenges and it grows and it ultimately transforms you into something better equipped to navigate life's complexities. You become, every day we're becoming like the butterfly, which was once a caterpillar. Leo Buscaglia's words remind us that learning and change are inseparable. As we grow in knowledge, let us grow in kindness, resilience, and purpose. If this message resonates with you, please subscribe. There will be a video that shows up right here. And take a look.